I don't understand what you're trying to say here, Duncan.
Do you really want to know what pees me off the most? You're not listening. That's not the world's worst kept secret. Failed PD this, failed PD that. But it, ironically, which one lasted longer than the other?
Yeah, but the captains were a placeholder. I knew that when I signed up for this position, I was a helper. Like I said, I don't think any of the captains are upset about what happened. I think they're just upset about how it happened. Does that make any sense? It's not what happened, it's how it was approached. The reason why we're letting Duncan talk is so he can get closure and we can be done with this conversation. Trust me, it's part of the tactic. It's part of the strategy.
Communication. I foresee it becoming a bigger issue.
Bazinga.
You know why I still see it? Both the chiefs view my position very differently. Ruby said something that she was frustrated about to me, and I was like, that doesn't sounds familiar, and I feel like that's going to escalate at some point.
What did she tell you?
She said she was frustrated because we had this thing going. They had this thing going with the hair thing that'd be part of a battle pass, but then Barrick ended up changing that without talking to her and just approving it without the battle pass. And she felt like, after I was like, hey, do you know if this Claire Everly what shift she is? Because her report says shift 0, and she said, who? I didn't even know this person was hired. So that was two things that she was not communicated to about, and she's the assistant chief. So somehow, doesn't matter who's in charge at the top, there's always going to be this weird communication gap for no reason.
Right. There is a reason, though.
Because it's hard to talk to each other?
No, it requires a lot of time and commitment. And a lot of times you're being pulled into too many different directions to be able to focus on one thing at a time. And that's just the reality of things. I'm not trying to make an excuse for the chief of police, but I'm telling you that somebody's been in these shoes before. As far as what I deal with, that can happen sometimes. But you have to do a better job of getting ahead of it. And that's where, going above and beyond.
Well, they better get ahead of it, because I'd hate to have turmoil between the two chiefs and then set us back 4 months again.
Ruby and Barrick just recently got promoted. My goal is to try to help them, and, if they need anything as far as, advice, push them in the right direction, opinion, that's what I've done. What else concerns you?
I was just talking about the fact that we texted literally everyone saying to spend money to get your application looked at. Everyone. We texted everyone, Captain.
Okay. I don't understand what you're trying to say here, Duncan.
No, I'm saying where was the not great fit people that we were not supposed to text?
Why are you asking about recruitment? I washed my hands from that 2 weeks ago.
Your hands were on it when we did that.
No?
You have the knowledge. Barrick does not have the knowledge.
What knowledge are you talking about?
People that shouldn't have been texted to, hey, come spend more money on us. We got you this time, wink. Am I not making sense?
People can reapply still. Nobody's blacklisted, Duncan. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Just because you get told no the first time doesn't mean it's over.
Nobody is blacklisted.
Who's that coming up here? Is that PD boat?
Looks like it.
Hey, howdy, y'all.
How's it going, you two?
Just enjoying the sunset.
Slacks, come on, emergency. Let's go. Your turn. Oh, we go get some gas.
My turn? I feel tired. That's how I feel. I feel tired. I feel drunk. I feel angry. I feel frustrated.
I always try. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you this. I always try to see like the positive benefits of people, right? People shit on Ruth. People shit on Jackson. I defended Jackson a lot, but I'll tell you right now, Jackson has said more nice things about me and my police work than any other captain, including you.
Yeah, because I'm your hardest critic. You're right. You know why, Duncan? I'm your hardest critic because I want you to do better. Just like how you come to me and you just sit there and say this and that, and you're not doing this, you could do better at that, you're being a hypocrite, right? I'll do the same thing back to you.
Anyway, do you really want to know what pees me off the most?
Do tell.
I already told you. We spoke about it earlier. The hypocrisy, the non-consistency. And like I said, I feel like I need to catch myself, because I feel like I'm going to be bitter and jaded towards people once they come in and they start acting like they're the hottest in sliced bread, or if they used to be this sort of rank or that sort of rank. Or they're like, I used to do this, or I used to be so good at that. And I'm probably going to pull a Jackson. I'm probably going to do what Jackson did. I'm probably going to tell them nothing but the dirt in my boot, and they need to remember what rank they are. And do you want to know why?
I would say it's a 7.
You're not listening.
No, you said you know why. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I want you to guess why I would do that. Why would I uphold standards on people that clearly are not good fits?
What's
wrong with you?
That headache. Because if those folks don't fit the standard, then everybody else's standard will loosen. Those are the folks that require the most attention.
That, and
somebody has to be harsh on them, or somebody has to be, strict with them to give them
a chance. And they're shitting on it.
So you're letting emotions get in the way.
So what I'm saying is, they, out of 700 people, got a chance, and they're gonna shit on it.
Why not give them an opportunity? If they shit on it, they should be removed.
Hold on, you're saying I should give them an opportunity to prove themselves and learn from it?
You're gonna use the same line against me, Duncan. This whole entire conversation.
That's crazy.
Duncan. I know what you're doing. I know. I've had these conversations with 7 different officers, including yourself. This is nothing new. Okay. I see the point you're trying to make. I see what
What's
you're
the
trying
point?
to open my eyes to. I'm not naive to the whole thing. I'm not.
What's the point?
The point I'm making for these people that come with baggage, I should make the same point for the other folks that did not make the cut, that do, you do believe deserve a chance, an opportunity to prove themselves. That's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to say, oh, look how much of a hypocrite you're being by allowing this to happen, but when something else happened, you had a different kind of opinion toward it. And I'm telling you, things have changed. And that's my answer.
Has it changed? But has it?
I mean, would you say the PD is the same that used to be from a month ago?
I'm starting to notice that, my boy in shift 1 doesn't come on duty anymore.
Who's your boy?
Yapman, Chappers.
Why don't you ask him? Ask him, why don't you get on duty? What is your answer?
I could tell you, I could easily answer that for you. He served a lot of time with Aldo. Where's Aldo?
Taking a step back?
Yeah, so the PD has changed a little bit. Standards have dropped a little bit. I mean,
I'm gonna ocean dump Duncan after this shot. Don't you worry. I'm going to do it. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you something that I hope it stays between us, Duncan.
sure.
Because honestly, I've not told anybody this except you.
Then you've already told me it, right? Or is this gonna be a world exclusive?
No, it's gonna be Duncan exclusive.
Oh, that's what I meant.
I'm probably getting demoted.
No. that's not the world's worst kept secret. Oh,
Why are you being so rude?
because I know it's not a demotion. You're stepping down.
Who told you?
I'm the assistant to the assistant chief/chief. Captain, did you forget that?
Okay, so why do you come to me for tea if you can get it from the source?
I'm coming here to do. You told me exactly what I'm doing, and that's what I was doing. I was mad and frustrated, and I know I'm gonna end up taking it out on people. I'll tell you right now. I'll actually point out someone who was hired by you, by the way, that does have a bad attitude. I think it slipped through the cracks.
Who's
And
that?
Xavier Monroe.
He got fired.
Let me guess for exactly what I said.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay. Well, that's crazy. If I see that again, I'll make sure to point out that with anyone else that might happen. But yeah.
Chat fire, step down. I don't know.
Anyway,
He's not part of
yeah,
the PD.
I feel like that's why I have this whole conversation, because I feel like I'm just gonna be bitter anytime I see that sort of behavior in these academies or on the field. I'm probably gonna go a little bit Aldo on them. But anyway, no, I'm aware that you just want to focus on other things and be a patrolman and not have to worry about having to carry the boulder or the burden of the PD on your shoulders. I'm aware.
Duncan,
Yeah.
all these things you're complaining to me, I don't mind listening to them, right? But if you
Yeah.
want things to be done, we gotta take action. And honestly,
There's no actions. There's nothing I can do to take action on it.
you're the assistant.
Because-
You're the assistant to the assistant chief of police. What are you talking about?
One of them doesn't even think it's a real position. It's the one that I'm the assistant to. That also being said, there's nothing I can say to Barrick that will I could say exactly what I would like to see, and he will probably agree, but there's nothing he can do about it either. For the same issue that you deflected off to someone else. It's above your head.
Okay, but so your main concern is hiring. But do you want the folks that you picked on the list hired to the PD? I don't understand. Is that how will things get better for you?
I mean, not just me, but in the same breath, in the same vein, I want you to look at my shoes for a second. And that I've seen people get their fiancés hired. I've seen people get their sister hired. I've seen people get their best friend that used to work here a long time ago hired, that came into an interview and said, "I want to be a sergeant one day again." I've seen it all, and then I've seen it, and it's just like, okay, is there something wrong with me, or am I the problem? Is it me?